على محمد وآل محمد صلوات. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فسبحان الله حين تمسون وحين تصبحون، وله الحمد في السماوات والأرض وعشيا وحين تظهرون، يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي، ويحيي الأرض بعد موتها، وكذلك تخرجون. ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم، إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. ومن آياته منامكم بالليل والنهار وابتغاؤكم من فضله، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون. ومن آياته يريكم البرق خوفا وطمعا وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض بعد موتها، إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون. ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره، ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون. وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له قانتون. وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه، وله المثل الأعلى في السماوات والأرض، وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات.
Jazakallah, Brother Michael. At this time, I'd like to invite Sister Namal Rizwan for recitation of poetry with a loud salawat.
Please recite a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. A person named Nu'man once came to Imam Zainul Abidin. A person named Nu'man once came to Imam Zainul Abidin and said, "For 40 years you've been crying. This is all I have seen. Whenever you see water, you begin to bitterly weep. Since Karbala, not in a single night have you found any sleep. Of the tragedies you faced, us you constantly remind. Why can you not just leave all your sorrow behind? Tell me, aren't all wounds by time repaired? Shouldn't you move on with your affairs? From your eyes blood flowed, isn't this enough?" But my Imam replied, "Have you not heard the story of Yusuf? Yaqub had 12 sons and only one of them got lost. Yet look at the result, look at the great cost. The temporary separation caused him to lament. His eyes became white, his back became bent. But I saw 17 of my family members being slaughtered like sheep. And you ask me for how much longer I will weep? I saw a land which caused my heart to shake and shiver, a desert plain of calamities next to the Euphrates River. I saw days and nights plagued by intense thirst. But this isn't even the part that was the worst. Things would have been fine if I too had been martyred. But as the day of Ashura began to near, I came down with fever and was too ill to fight. Tell me, how can a man not weep after beholding this sight? Tell me how this I could possibly digest. I saw the bravest of the brave give everything they possessed, from those who made themselves shields so Hussein could pray, to the groom who served in duty after his wedding day. Nu'man, I saw the sacrifice of the young and the old and everyone in between. Oh, how I wish needy for my blood had been the deen. But to look on in helplessness I was forced, as the day in its entirety played out its course. Tell me, how is it possible for me to forget? How is it possible for my eyes to not become wet when I witnessed my father's companions being butchered in front of me? These moments every second of my life I see. From Muslim to Buraid, who selflessly gave, to the sacrifice of John, a noble black slave. Yes, by their acts of sincerity I was very touched. But can you imagine with what agony my heart I clutched? I saw friendship which took sail but drowned in the enemy's waves. Habib, Hud, and Zuhayd, none of them were saved. I saw the fruit of prophethood be plucked from the tree with such violence. With a spear to his chest, Ali Akbar was silenced. I saw the petals of a flower with swords and spears being attacked. I saw the pieces of Qasim's body in Hussein's cloak being brought back. I saw 2 beautiful stars which shined that night. The princes of Zainab also fell, and extinguished was their light. And I saw brotherhood being tested when the moon to the river went. Abbas, this warrior who in servitude his life had spent. Oh no, ma, not a single drop he drank, this I wish for you to know. His arms were cut off, to his head he received a blow. With his departure broke the back of Hussein. With his departure no protector for the women and children remained. Do you still wish to know why I am still crying? Is this not enough to explain why on the inside I'm dying? I saw thirsty children crying, Al-Atash, to whom was shown no love. I saw a 6-month-old baby flapping his arms like a dove. I saw a father begging for water whose answer was given with an arrow. Upon the palms of Hussein, Ali Asghar's blood flowed. 7 times back and forth in front of her tent he paced. I have no idea how Rabab he faced. Is this sufficient an answer, or do you want more? Oh Nu'man, even more tragedies for us were in store. I saw my father so wounded, upon his chest sat a beast. Zainab was watching, Shimr didn't care the least. 12 strikes he placed on Hussein's throat, which was so dry. Even the ground and the sky at that time cried. And you ask how much longer I will continue to mourn. How much longer will I be in a state so forlorn? There is more to this answer than I can ever tell. The road to Kufa and Sham tragedy spells. I saw the tents being obliterated as they went up in flames. Snatched were the veils of the sisters of Hussein. I saw the women of my household being chained, beaten, and whipped. From my sister's ears, her earrings were ripped. I saw the humiliation of my caravan as through the streets we were paraded. My family to mere objects had been degraded. We were mocked, chided, and disgraced. And you expect all my grief to just be erased? Oh Nu'man, there are too many trials for me to share. The shuhada would often drop their heads from the spears, and I saw that on my feet had developed welts. But what hurt me even more was when at us stones they would pelt. I saw Zainab fight like a lioness in the palace of Yazid, and the horrors of a dark and cold prison from which Sakina wouldn't be freed. And the journey back home was one of broken hearts and souls. Tell me, how can I not cry for what did unfold? So Nu'man, don't ask me for how much longer I'll cry, for I will continue till the very day I die. And even thereafter I will shed tears. I will never heal even with the passing of months and years. For every mutilated body, every severed head, and every scar, for every tribulation that befell us in the bazaar, I, Sajjad, will ceaselessly cry in pain until that moment when avenged will be the blood of Hussein. Until that moment when avenged will be the blood of Hussein. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Jazakallah, sister. One more loud salawat, please. Brothers and sisters, we are blessed to have Syed Hadi Yassin here from Pleasanton, California. Just one reminder, with the COVID cases rising and a lot of our community members being affected, the policy at CFK is in-person attendance is requiring a mask. If you do not have a mask, please let us know. We will provide one for you. This Friday and Saturday, we will have programs with Syed Suleiman. And on Saturday, after the program, we will have a special poetry session with Brother Nouri Sardar. At this time, I'd like to invite Maulana Hadi Yassin to the member to address the moment tonight with a loud salawat, and I will ask the brothers and sisters to please move close to the member as much as you can with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
That's good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together إن شاء الله. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. May Allah inshallah accept all our prayers, our amal, our azah and tawassulat to Ahlul Bayt inshallah, and reward all of us for our presence in this majlis. ببركة الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Alhamdulillah, it's an tawfiq for me to be among you, mu'mineen and mu'minat. May Allah inshallah make this gathering a reward and zakhira for dunya wal akhirah inshallah. When you look at a professional artist, depends on the level of proficiency of that person. You would expect the more sophisticated and complicated result. The more professional the artist, the more deep and conceptual the work would be. You might go to a gallery, look at the art pieces. Sometimes you have to spend more time in order to get to the depth of the work of that person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He, as the creator of the whole world, He created human beings, and He mentioned that we are the most important creatures in this dunya, ashraful makhluqat. And He created us in different depth and layers and levels. When you look at the nature, you see that there are many things about nature that still not clear for us. They're studying them. They're taking them to the labs to study, right? We're talking about the stones and the soil and the dirt, stuff like that. Then how come some people, when they look at insan, human beings, they have very simplistic way of looking at insan? Creation of insan, the needs of this insan, the layers and levels of needs of this insan. Of course, we are much more complicated and complex than the nature. But if I ask you, look at yourself, what do you know about yourself? I'm asking right now, inshallah, in these 2 days, we're going to have a lot of questions. How do you describe yourself? Who are you in terms of a creature? What kind of levels and layers and needs do you have? Are you as what you see, what you feel, what you understand, or you're deeper than these obvious layers? One of the most important mission of all Anbiya and Awliya and the prophets that they came was for the sake of telling this insan, you need to pay attention to yourself. You need to know yourself better. Indeed, you need to get to know yourself. You're not as simple as it looks like. And Anbiya didn't come to tell people to worship God, because people, human beings, they knew they have to worship. They came to awaken the inner call. You need to think. You need to ponder. You need to understand your needs in the different levels and layers. You're way more than worthy of worshiping the idols, stone and woods. So you need to understand that for the sake of tafakkur, pondering and understanding. Human beings from the beginning and now more than any other time they think and they thought if they take care of their materialistic and physical needs and aspects, they'll feel salvation, they'll have the success in life. And we see how progress we are more than ever before. Not too much progress. But despite this technology and all this era of internet and anything that you can imagine, right? We see that a lot of needs that is not met yet. A lot of progress in medicine, technology, IT, a lot of you guys, I know you are. But it's still the biggest issue of human beings is how to overcome their stressors, anxieties, and their depressions. Despite that in medical major how progress we are, they still couldn't find a way, any type of SSRIs, medicine is just to block the symptoms. They're not healing anything. WHO said in 2050, the biggest issue of human beings in the world will be depression. Well, how come we thought with fulfilling these physical needs, we're going to reach the success and peace? How come we couldn't? Indeed, more technology is bringing more anxiety. Indeed, now we come to, screen time. When it comes to social media, we see that they're causing more trouble based on the statistic and strategies that we know into human lives and, the psychology of human beings. We thought they're supposed to make us feel better. What is going on? Something is missing here. Let me make it clear. Anyone who works in this world for the sake of the dunyavi perspective, for the physical aspects, either for financial aspects, or fame, or beauty, or any type of physical aspects and goals, right? And let's make it clear and be honest. How many people in the world will be able to reach to the level of the billionaire that we have now in the world? Well, probably 1 or 2%, right? Maybe not. How many people in the world that they are trying for fulfilling their physical needs will be able to reach the level of the fame of the celebrities? Maybe 1 or 2 to less than 5%, right? Well, we have some other people who reach those levels, but what kind of lifestyle they have? Did they reach the peace and success that they wanted? Then it leads to the topic that, if that's the case, then we have the suicidal thoughts and actually suicide among them. Why they are among those who are using the, medicines to be able to sleep at night, maybe more than other people? It's a very simple question. Why there's an interview with them, they are into drug, and other things, substance abuse. Why? I mean, you're the head that, from the physical perspective, the world was going to reach to that level. The beauty, I don't know if they can get there. Fame, oh no, probably not. Money, oh no, not too many people can get there. Then now that you got there, everybody's working together, right? To the source of independency in terms of financial, beauty, fame, and everything. And what happened there? Amir al-Mu'minin Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam said, a wise person is the one who takes lessons, ibarah, from people before, from the history, right? If I want to give you a good example, if at night, 11:30, you're going towards the grocery stores, you don't know if it's open or not, sometimes someone is coming back and tells you, hey, it's closed, you probably won't get out of your car to go check it because someone else did it. If a minor group of people says, no, I want to go check it myself to shake the door to make sure it's closed. Take the lessons from other people. Don't fall into the same issue that people fell into before. So if that's the head, what is missing? I gave this example to ask you this question. What is missing here? If that ultimate doesn't bring peace to people, what is missing? Well, indeed, let me ask you this question. In the world, in the era of technology and everything, modernity, everything that you can imagine, why do we need a spirituality? What is the role of spirituality at all? Do we even need it? What are you guys sitting here for what? Is it the culture of things? What are you gaining from this? If you don't shake the aqidah and beliefs, you might build upon a sand. More than 2 months we get together every single year. Every morning say Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salatu wasalam, the Azza of Sayyid al-Shuhada. And we get together. If someone asks us, what is that reason? What do you do here? What is that answer that I can give? I'm pausing so we can think a little bit more. What are we doing here? Some people think, like I said, if we take care of the physical things, everything is going to be fine. So group number one, they take care of the physical aspects. When they see nothing after that, when they become needless, then they go towards substance, they go towards suicide, because the world is so nonsense. Right? The second group, they see that something else is missing. Some other aspects of their creation is missing here. And they turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to find that need. Like I said, from the physical perspective, we have people got there to the ultimate level, right? And they find nothing there. But from the other side, we have some examples that they reach to good level of taking care of both physical, spiritual, and psychological needs. And they live the good life. The true success. Who and how many people you find towards the end of his life, when a stroke is against his head, he says, Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba. Swore to the God of Kaaba, I found success. What is that fuztu? What is that success and salvation that Amir al-Mu'minin is talking about? Anyone more successful than him? The second most important person among the whole creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the meaning of that success he means? From the physical perspective, he had access to everything you cannot even imagine. The world would be changed. The world will be shaking by the izn of Allah in the hands of Imam Ma'asum, right? He's not talking about the physical aspects, which physically they were very needless, Ahlul Bayt. He's talking about different types of success that he could find. I want to talk in these 2 days, inshallah, a little bit about this, so we can find different aspects of our needs and niyaz in life. Indeed, our behaviors in life depends on our needs, our worldview, how we look at things around. Your behavior changes because of that. And the quality of the needs, the level of the needs that you have for yourself would describe your behavior as well. There are certain groups of needs that we have. There one group are very obvious for all of us, the physical needs. As soon as you get hungry, what happens? You understand, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. You don't need to have skills, you don't need to have talents in order to understand them, right? That's it, you understand very quickly. The second group are a little bit hidden. We call them psychological need. The need to be loved, the need to love someone else. Your psychological need. It's more hidden than the physical, isn't it? Right? Indeed, a lot of people don't know about them. When they come to me as a psychologist in my office, so I tell them, so how do you feel about what happened to you? He says, well, what do you mean how I feel? I'm like, you're feeling. It's like, what is my feeling? So you never paid attention to your feelings? No. So you never know when you talk to your wife that way how she would feel about things. Well, what do you mean? What do I feel? So when you react this to your husband, what kind of effect, negative or positive, would be on him? What are you talking about? So you never paid attention to your psychological needs here. So the first thing we tell couples is that, hey, pay attention to your feelings. Describe the feelings before you ask for needs. Before you ask, I want you to be this way, I want you to be that. You know, your behavior like this made me like that. No. First talk about their needs. Before the needs, talk about the feelings. How the feelings would affect you. It's not that obvious. The first one is very obvious when I'm hungry, right? The third level of, needs that we have are spiritual needs. So look at this, physical, psychological, and spiritual. And the third one is very hidden. Indeed, a lot of people get away from religion because they don't know about this need. Because they don't understand this is a need. I should have this feeling. He might not pray, na'uzubillah. She might not fast. They don't feel like something is missing. They don't understand. This is something that I need to pray. You know, more than anyone else, you guys understand this needs when you come to Majlis of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Imagine that's the beginning of Muharram. There's Majalis and you're not attending the Majalis. How would you feel? You can't. You're like, something is wrong. Something is missing. I got to go somewhere, right? I can't. Brother, calm down. No. In Ramadan, you might not be like this. In Muharram, you are like this, right? I can't sit down and don't go to Majlis Momsen. Do you feel like that or not? Yeah? Raise your hand if you feel like that. Yes or no? Honestly. I have to. I can. I'm not even talking about Ashura, the day of Ashura. I'm talking about the beginning of Muharram. You can't sit down and don't go to Majalis. What kind of needs is that drives you to Majlis? Have you even paid attention? You can't. Something drives you. When a baby cries, he's not analyzing, I think right now I have some physical and emotional needs towards my mother as the attachment figure, so I have to walk towards my mother. No, the needs would drive towards the source of comfort, correct? When it's the Muharram, when it's the Majalis, the needs would drive you towards Majalis. That's one of your spiritual and psychological needs, that you awaken that for yourself. Then imagine if you could awaken these needs in our life about salat, about prayer. Well, when it comes to the type of salat, I can't sit down. You know, I have the voice of Azan, you want me to sit down here? I can't. Some people are like this. How many of you guys, when it comes at night, you have to brush your teeth, right? Many of you guys like me, if you don't brush, something is wrong, something is missing. I can't sleep. Well, calm down, it's just one night. No, I can't. I mean, anyone here is like this, right? Inshallah, all of us, right? I have to wash my... It's not about, if I don't do it, I'm going to have cavity. Forget about all the things. I can't. I need to wash my teeth, right? Imagine if we had that towards namaz, towards the spirituality. I need to pray. These are the spiritual needs that we need to pay attention, we need to awaken. I'm looking at different levels. I know a lot of scholars come and talk about Muharram and Ashura and everything, right? But we need to get to the depth of that, what we're doing here. Well, indeed, let me tell you what. The lifestyle of the world nowadays, it's, you know what? It's about looking simple at yourself. That's it. Look at your pleasures, as simple as what you have now. You need to just have a good life, good job, and then your bank account should be fat enough to take care of you, and then have a good car, nice house, and everything, as simple as that. If you want to go pray as well, it's okay. It's a personal choice. How when it comes to advertisement, they will advertise, a knife for the kitchen, the way that you're like, sister, how am I cooking so far without this knife? They made it your need. You need to have that pot. I'm cooking for 30 years. I didn't. If you don't have it, something is missing in your kitchen. You were alive. You were fine in your whole life, right? Everything was fine. Now, all of a sudden, a smartphone comes and smartwatch comes. Oh my God, do you see that? Something is missing. I have to have it. Sweetheart, you were fine without this. No, I need it now. They make things your need, then they drive you toward getting it. Correct? 7 years ago, I don't know what kind of iPhone I had at that time, maybe 8 years ago. My iPhone had an issue, I went to fix it. When I get there at 7 a.m., I saw there's a big line, long line in front of it. I said, what's going on? It's a new release of the new iPhone is coming out. It's like, okay, I don't need a new iPhone. I just want to fix my iPhone. There's some issue. They said, no, you have to stay in the line. Brother, I don't need anything. No, you have to stay in the line. Guess what? Half an hour by the time I got to the front line, I got the new iPhone. I didn't need it. They convinced me I need it. Some of the needs we have in this world, we created for ourselves, they're not the need. No, I don't understand. Give me another example. All right. A substance abuser, the drug addict? If you ask them, do you want to drink? Do you want to eat? Do you want to sleep or you want to drug? What do they say? Whatever you say, you don't need that drug. You need to sleep, to eat. No, I don't care. Now I need it. Why? Because they made a fake need as the primary need. Correct? Yes or not? So they tend to hide the primary need for the sake of the fake needs. That's the lifestyle that many people, indeed a lot, they are creating that lifestyle for us. You need this sweetheart here. You know, if you're missing your child, maybe you're not going to be as panicked as, oh my God, I missed my phone, you know. Throughout the day, happened to you, you missed your phone, you left it at home. Throughout the day, you check your pocket. You know you don't have it, you keep checking it. You see the attachment? My doctoral dissertation was about the effect of screen time, social media on family. American average, they spend 9 hours a day on screens. Non-work, non-school related. Averagely 9 hours. 85% of youth, they're considered themselves as addicted to their phones. When we say addicted, do you remember what I said? When something becomes a need. Then when it comes to those hidden needs, of course I won't realize I need those things as well. I need to pay attention to those needs as well, right? Because I paid attention to a lot of needs that I didn't really need it. It was not my primary need. One of your needs, I want to help you understand more of this, not necessarily psychological, which is psychological, more of a spiritual as well. They're very connected to each other. You need to be loved and to love a source of power. That's our need. It's an instinct. Why people, before they were worshiping idols, they knew there's a need. I need to worship something. I need to bend down in front of something. They couldn't find the one who is worthy of being worshipped. They bow down in front of what? The wood and the stone and idols and but. That's why I said prophet didn't come to say, hey, worship, because they knew they have to worship. Make sense? Yes? If someone doesn't fulfill this need, something is missing in life. What did I say earlier? I said our behavior will be changed based on the needs that we define and assign for ourselves. Someone who cannot fulfill this spiritual need, something is missing in his life and her life. He or she is sick by spiritual disease. Something is missing. If vitamin D is missing, this is the immune system and bones and everything will be in effect, right? That's a need. That's a physical need. We have to take care of it. If my spiritual need is not fulfilled, is not met, I am in deficiency of that. This is how Allah created us. I need to have that. Isn't it? Is it a new concept or no? I'm bringing it to your attention, right? How many of you guys, when it comes to salat time, you try to feel like I need to pray? I need to stand up and pray right now. Well, no, I don't feel like that right now. We're going to talk about it. You're right. Because it's a very hidden need, right? We need to change our view towards things. We need to look at it. How can I change this? It's interesting that whenever you do something against taking care of your spiritual needs, you make your needs more hidden and more hidden and more hidden. Let me make it simple. When someone commits sins, haram, gunah, they make that need of a spirituality more hidden. To that drug addict, what do you say? You said, pay less attention to your secondary needs that you created for yourself, so you pay more attention to your primary needs. To us, we need to pay more attention to the primary needs that we have. Yes, Part of the primary needs are the physical, eating, drinking, having life. And the other section and aspects for us is our spiritual need. By paying attention to them, these feelings, and trying to awaken this need. When Imam al-Hussein sent a letter to Habib ibn Madahir, من الحسين بن علي بن أبي طالب إلى الرجل الفقيه Habib ibn Mazahir al-Asadi. Letter from Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam to the rajul, to the man who is faqih, Habib ibn Mazahir. As soon as Habib received, and Imam said this, I am in Karbala. Quickly come here. What does it mean I am in Karbala? Now we understand what is Karbala. What does it need that in letter Imam sends to Habib, I am in Karbala, and he get the code. He understands. He can't wait. He's crying in the alleys of Kufa. Muslim Awsaj is coming towards him. What's going on? It says Hussein is in Karbala. He understands what does it mean as well. Some of the Ashab of Amir al-Munib, we call them Ashab al-Sirr. Maysam al-Tammar, Muslim, these people, right? They knew the secrets that Amir al-Munib shared with them. Muslim, Maysam, you heard about this. He knew how he's going to be killed, Shaheed, right? Habib, he knew as well. When he get the letter from al-Hussein, he understand this need is there. I'm waiting. I was waiting for that. I can't wait. I have to go. Muslim says, but they close all the ways towards Karbala. You know that. It says, I don't care. I will find any way, anyhow to get there. And he found it. This old man. When you awaken the spiritual needs, one of those is that you would love to be loved by the wali of Allah, Hujjat of Allah. You would love to love the Hujjat of Allah. You can't wait. Allahumma ashku ilayka faqda nabiyyina. I can't, I'm complaining to you. I don't have my wali, I don't have my imam among me. I can't. Ilahi azum al-bala wa barih al-khafa. Look at this bala, ya Allah. Where's the bala? I don't see the bala, no. وَضَاقَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَمَنِتَ السَّمَاءُ. I can't live in this. This earth is so tight for me now. What do you mean? Because I don't have my wali. I can't live here. When your need is not fulfilled, you live in a palace, you live in a mansion. When there's need that is not fulfilled, stress is there, anxiety is there, right? Doesn't work. We might have all, experienced that. What happens here? My need is not fulfilled. But when that is, I love to be loved by wali of Allah. And then Imam Zaman comes and says, إِنَّهَا غَيْرَ مُحْمَلِينَ لِمُرَاعَتِكُمْ. We take care of you. We remember you. We pray for you. وَلَا نَاسِينَ عَنْ ذِكْرِكُمْ. We don't forget you guys. We remember you. Isn't it amazing that you be loved by a source of power? Very bad example. If you have a friend, for example, authority of the city, mayor, president, someone, you tell everybody, by the way, I'm a friend of so-and-so. If you know, maybe for 2-3 years he's in authority, and then he's going to go away. Imagine you are loved and in touch by the source of power. If I can awaken this need in my children, then I don't have to kick them for namaz al-subh and fajr prayer. I need it. I can't be sitting here and he's waiting for me. I can't. Musa ala nabina wa alayhi wa sallam, he's talking to Allah. Quran says, and Allah is asking Musa, what do you have in your hand? He had his staff, The answer is one thing. I have my asa in my hand. That's it. But Quran says the answer of Musa is that, Allah, this is my asa. I am, guiding my sheep with it. I am cleaning the trees with it. Musa, Allah didn't ask, what are you doing with this? But I enjoy talking to him. I'm lengthening the conversation with Allah. Remember when you were engaged at that time? Below 60 years old, above. You were looking for any way to lengthen the conversation. Everything was done. Just, how's the weather over there? So it's not your business. No, I'm going to lengthen the conversation. I'm enjoying talking to you. And then your father-in-law was coming and you have to disconnect it. I'm enjoying it. There's no romantic novel, for the lack of better word, you can find more beautiful and artistic than Sahifa Sajjadiyah by Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wassalam. Just go read some part of the dua of Imam Sajjad and see the level of need and love that he is expressing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you understand me better. Look what he says in Munajat al-Thakirin. He says, Imam says, وَمِنْ أَعْظَمِ النِّعَمِ عَلَيْنَا. Among the biggest ni'mah, Ya Allah, that you gave me. What is he going to talk about? We are the Imam. We're us. We have human beings. We have Islam and everything. وَمِنْ أَعْظَمِ النِّعَمِ عَلَيْنَا. Among the biggest ni'mah that you gave me. What comes to your mind? Think about it. I'm making it longer so you think about what comes to your mind. Among the biggest ni'mah, Ya Allah, that you gave us. جَرَيَانُ الذِّكْرِكَ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَاتِنَا. The fact that you let me talk about you, have the zikr of you in my tongue, that's among the biggest ni'mah that you gave me. جَرَيَانُ الذِّكْرِكَ عَلَيْنَا. Look at this harmony that he's creating. The fact that I can talk about you, do the tasbih, at-tahmeed of you, that's the biggest ni'mah for me. What did your Mawla Amir al-Mu'mineen said? كَفَى بِي فَخْرًا أَنْ أَكُونَ لَكَ عَبْدًا. The fakhr of Ali, the honor of Ali, is that they call him Abdullah. He's the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The same Ali that Safiuddin Hilli said, جُمَعَتْ فِي صِفَاتِكَ الْأَزْدَادُ. In the sifat and attributions of Amir al-Mu'minin, there's contradiction. It is impossible that the best warrior in the war with that quality that should have a very hard-hearted, on the other side at night he bent down on the ground acting like a horse to make the aitam happy. This soft heart and that warrior, I don't know how you're going to put together. Why? Then in the ayah you recite, Ilahi wa Rabbi man li ghayruk. For Ali, there's no one beside you. Ali, what are you talking about? You know you're the best of everyone after Rasulullah. I know, but Ilahi wa nafsi bi khiyanatiha. Forgive you for what? I need him. Imam al-Sajjad says, Ya Allah, make me the way, be employed in something that tomorrow you're going to ask me about those things. He said in Du'a Makarim al-Akhlaq, supplication of one on moral noble traits. Ya Allah, you regulate my time. I'm simplifying the translation. Take care of my time so other people can come and help me with things that I can do and others can help me, so I have more time to be in touch with you because I enjoy it. I want that need. You know, some of you guys, when you're hungry, inshallah not here, you become angry. Men, sometimes. There's a strong correlation between their stomach and their brain. It happens, right? We have to control. When you eat, you feel better, right? By taking care of your physical needs, you feel psychologically better. Correct or not? Yeah? with taking care of the physical need, you take care of psychological need from this perspective. When you take care of your spiritual need, you take care of all these needs together, which is the strongest. Then you don't need the food. The urges might be there to be upset, to be cranky, and all things, right? But the spiritual needs come and take care of it. You still need them. We're not saying the spiritual needs come, don't pray, don't eat. Having the needs towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala change our behavior. If you want your children just respect you, not necessarily for anything. If someone, you guys, mashallah, you're great. If non-Muslims come, non-believers come to me and says, what can we do in terms of, making our children respectful and make them more spiritual? Not necessarily for the sake of a spiritual perspective for you, for example, if you don't want it, for the sake of they fulfill that need for you. We're complicated. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ. Qiyamah is the day that the secrets will be revealed. What secrets? There were a lot of things about my needs. How can I make this very obvious for myself? We got to practice this. At the beginning, we're not going to feel that need so much. We need to practice that. Anytime you want to come to this Majlis, let's make it practical for the rest of Muharram and Safar. Before you come, before you leave your house, pause, take a wuzu, pause. Think about it as a need, then go out. Literally say out loud, I need to go to Majlis. When you want to pray, for now, any time, inshallah, on time, when you take a wuzu, say, I need to pray right now. Say it out loud. The words carry meanings. I need to. I can't wait. When your spouse says something that made you upset and you want to raise your voice, most probably at the moment you won't be able to control yourself for now. But maybe before and after say, I need to control myself. You mean two of us were in love with Sayyid al-Shuhada, with Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, and we are not understanding each other? And we have issue? Yes, there's certain issue with counselors and everything, inshallah, will get better. I'm talking about different levels of issues. Awakening that needs. Transfer and change your needs to primarily be physical needs to more attention to spiritual needs. That would affect the whole things here. But paying more attention to it. By understanding it more. From the physical perspective, and psychological perspective. Psychology is saying that the loss of a loved one has the highest emotional hit on human beings. God forbidden, someone that we loved passes away. Has the highest, among other incidents such as financial, sickness, and everything else. I'm trying to bring more practical examples that you all know about them. To see when you awaken that needs, when you understand that needs, how then that can affect your daily life. How can influence your daily life, in fact. Loss of one family members has the highest emotional effect. Now I ask you, if that loved one was lost in a very tragic way, brutal way, that effect is going to be way more stronger and emotional hit. Then imagine that one family member will be 17 family members that will be brutally murdered in front of you. Can you even imagine all the emotional hit? Can you even think about it? Well, the psychology here is failed. You cannot even think about it. Well, this person should be afflicted by any kind of psychological issue, and we all give them the right? Of course, look at this. We say if there's any accident, if there's something here and there happen, blah, 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 PTSD will happen for years and years. They cannot drive, right? In half a day, 72 people were, in front of the children and the Ahlul Bayt, were beheaded. And at night, Sayyida Zainab Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, she comes and she cannot pray namaz al-shab, not wajib. Namaz al-shab, she cannot pray while standing. She sits down and she says. You know what that means? That means the physical aspects is done. There's no energy physically. She's done. This is the concept. This is not a musibah. Wait. This is not a musibah. Wait for me. Yeah. I'll tell you when to turn it off. Thank you. It is a musibat. But I want you to understand the depth of this musibat, right? So when you cry, these tears come, inshallah, with ma'rifah and understanding. And you be proud of yourself. You're sitting in the majlis of this people. Body doesn't take anymore. She sits down. She can't stand up and pray. But where that comes, that power, that strength, that in the palace of Mal'un ibn Ziyad says, did you see what Allah did to you? She said something to the end of the world. Scientists and everyone, ulama and urafa and anbiya should come and interpret that. They can't. Ma ra'aytu illa jamila. What is there? What was the beauty that you could see? Where do you get this power? Physically, you're done. You shouldn't be able to walk. 3 days, your primary needs of eating and drinking was dismissed. What is overcoming and taking care of all these needs? You tell me. Spiritual needs. Now, does it make sense or no? Now, do you see in reality, spiritual need, what they can do to us? It's tough. It's very difficult. But she's carrying it. If I tell you from the afternoon of Ashura until the Imam Sajjad, he's feeling better. The load of the imamah is on the shoulder of Sayyida Zainab Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She's taking care of the caravan. She's taking care of Imam Sajjad. She's taking care of everything, right? You understand what I mean from this perspective, from the physical perspective, not the imamate. She's carrying everything. Left and right, children here, there, Imam Sajjad needs it. Someone. If it was not for the sake of Zainab Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the name of Imam al-Hussein with the mission of Imam Hussein would be buried in Karbala and no one would know anything about it. She is strong because of that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She get indeed her strength from that namaz that she prays. Now you understand why Allah says 5 times a day, I want you to pray. Because if you 5 times a day pray, you'll be connected to the source of power 5 times. That nothing can put you down. You want an example? How many examples you want? Then tomorrow, if someone asks you at a school or at work, What are you doing? Go up and down, those non-Muslims. I'm praying. Why? I need it. Why? I mean, don't you charge your phone? Why do you charge your phone? Because I need it. I need to be connected. We don't have to always give philosophical answers. If that brother comes to me and says, well, no, I go to work, I feel I can't pray in front of others. Can I sit down? And I have a cubic. Can I sit down and pray so others will not see me? I said, brother, I didn't know you're committing something very wrong. If it's so shameful, you should hide it from people. Is this how you look at it? When you have a treasure, when you have something amazing achievement, you show it. You are proud of it. When you don't know that's your need, and you don't know about it, you might want to hide it. We'll talk about this more, inshallah, more examples. But what can we do? I want your mind to be more busy with this until tomorrow. What else can you do to make your spiritual needs more obvious? We said they're the most hidden one, right? What can you do to make it more clear that you need them and you feel that you need them? Shuhada of Karbala, one after another one, with all the difficulties, they became shaheed and they left. Now if you want to turn it off, that's fine. With all the difficulties, they didn't see what happened afternoon of Ashura. Ali Akbar, Qasim ibn al-Hasan, Abu al-Fadl Abbas, Imam Hussein. They witnessed until that moment that became shaheed. But we have two main characters in Karbala that they witnessed everything. And after Ashura. One Sayyida Zainab Salamullah alayha. The second Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wassalam. You heard in the poetry that sister said. Years and years after the Ashura, Imam Sajjad, whenever he was seeing water, he was crying. Whenever sometimes they said, narration says, they were slaughtering an animal, Imam says, wait, why? He says, did you give water to this sheep or not? He says, Yabna Rasulullah, we are Muslim. He says, yes, Muslim, but in front of my eyes, my father became shaheed without giving him a single drop of water. The Ghulam of Imam came, he says, how long do you want to cry? How long do you want to mourn? He said, oh, you don't know Yusuf, the story of Yusuf. His son was alive and he was crying until he became blind, until all his hair was gray. How can I not cry when 17 members of my family in front of me were beheaded? Of course, how Imam Sajjad would forget about seeing on the 11th of Muharram, seeing the body of Imam al-Hussein, seeing the body of Ali Akbar, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, Qasim ibn al-Hasan on the ground while those Mar'uns, they buried the body of their own soldiers that day. How can Imam Sajjad forget the moment that his father came to the tent for Wida? Imam asked him, Imam Sajjad, oh my father, what is going on? This is different Wida. Where is Ali Akbar? Oh my son Ali.
your brother left and became shaheed. How about my uncle Abul Fadl Abbas? When he heard Abbas also became shaheed, Imam Sajjad, he knew that's the end of the wida with his father. How can I not cry when he saw his sisters and Ahlul Bayt and women running on the desert of Karbala? The earrings were pulled out of their ears. Their clothing were set on fire. How can Imam Sajjad would not cry when Mal'un Shimr, he slapped the face of a little daughter of Imam al-Hussein? Inshallah, that is not true, but if it is true, I want to ask, how big is the hand of a grown-up man and how small is the face of a 3-year-old daughter? My brother, you might have a 3-year-old daughter, or you might have, you know what I mean, how close she is to you. When you come back home, she wants to come to you and tell you what happened. And Imam Sajjad saw in Kharabi Sham, when Ruqayya and Sukaina crying for father, instead of calming her down, gave her the head of her father, Hussein. How come Imam Sajjad would not cry for this musibah? Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. When they ask him, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, what was the most difficult part of this trip? 3 times he said, Asham, Asham, Asham. When we came in, the heads of the shuhada in front of these children, you know, they asked Shamr Mal'un, if you want to bring us to the city of Sham from another gate that is not so crowded and take these heads away from children. Throughout the time, they put the heads in front of children. And Zainab Salamullah alayha was seeing that little children of Hussein are looking at the head of their father Hussein. I don't want to tell you in the palace of Yazid Mal'un, when he grabbed the oud and the wood of Khayzaran and he was drinking wine and sharab and hitting the lips of Hussein. Ruqayya or Sukaina are watching everything. How come Imam Sajjad would not cry for this musibat? Of course I will cry for this musibat. In front of my eyes they were hitting my Aunt Zainab Salamullahi alayha. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله يا أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. All together inshallah. السلام على الحسين حسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى الحسين ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. يا معتم حسين.
Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं, बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा मजमा है कूफियों का, मेरे चलने की जा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, दा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मेरे सर से 9 बार छिनी चादर, बलवे में नबी ज़ादी फिर वाई गई दर दर। मिल जाए रिदा मुझको और मेरी दुआ कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, बाजार जफा सजाद चलूं कैसे, लाखों है तमाशाई। याद आता है रह रह के अब्बास मेरा भाई। फरियाद करूं किस से, अब तेरे सिवा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, तेरे दा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद तेरी हालत देखी नहीं जाती है। बेपर्दा मुझे देखें ये बात रुलाती है। सजाद तेरी तरह कांटों पे चला कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर पे रिदा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा मालूम है आदा को गाजी की बहन हूँ मैं। बेदश्त है वो गाजी पाबंद रसन हूँ मैं। याद आई वफा उसकी जब पास रहा कोई नहीं। बाजार जफा सजाद मैं ज़ैनब हूँ, मेरे सर
Brothers and sisters, if you want to make your wudu, we'll start namaz shortly. Brother Hadi, young brother Hadi Rizvi for azan, please.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. أشهد أن علي ولي الله. اللهم صل على محمد. أشهد أن علي حجة الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا وأولاده المعصومين حجج الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. أستغفر الله وأسأله التوبة. أستغفر الله من جميع ما كره الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا لطيف ارحم عبدك الضعيف. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد النبي وعلى ذريته وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم إني أسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والنجاة من النار ومن كل بلية والفوز بالجنة والرضوان في دار السلام وجوار نبيك محمد عليه وآله السلام. اللهم ما بنا من نعمة فمنك، لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله، أشهد أن عليا ولي الله صلوات الله، أشهد أن عليا وأولاده المعصومين حجج الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح، حي على خير العمل، حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. أستغفر الله وأسأله التوبة. أستغفر الله من جميع ما كره الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله. الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار واحشرنا مع المتقين والأبرار. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا ولي العافية نسألك العافية عافية الدين والدنيا والآخرة. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم إنه ليس لي علم بموضع رزقي وإنما أطلبه بخطرات تخطر على قلبي فأجول في طلبه البلدان فأنا فيما أنا طالب كالحيران لا أدري أفي سهل هو أم في جبل أم في أرض أم في سماء أم في بر أم في بحر وعلى يدي من ومن قبل من وقد علمت أن علمه عندك وأسبابه بيدك وأنت الذي تقسمه بلطفك وتسببه برحمتك اللهم فصل على محمد وآله واجعل يا ربي رزق قالي واسعا ومطلبه سهلا ومأخذه قريبا ولا تعنني بطلب ما لم تقدر لي فيه رزقا فإنك غني عن عذابي وأنا فقير إلى رحمتك فصل على محمد وآله واجد على عبدك بفضلك إنك ذو فضل عظيم.
Inshallah, few dua before the ziyarat, inshallah, since we didn't have time to do the dua. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم. ثبت قلوبنا على دينك بحق الحسين. يا الله, hasten the zuhur of our Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, us and our generation, ila yawm al-qiyamah, make us strong in the path of Islam, Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Do not let anyone from our generation against the path of Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth, make them successful in dunya wal akhirah. Ya Allah, those around the world who are under difficulties, Bahaq Imam al-Sajjad, Ya Allah, provide opportunities for freedom. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who have hajat and requests, my respected brothers and sisters, Bahaq Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad, give them all khair hajat. Those who are sick, Bahaq Imam al-Sajjad, cure them at this moment. And those who passed away, send the thabab and reward from our gathering to their souls, inshaAllah. Wa'ajjal Allahumma fi faraj Mawlana sahib al-zaman. Sallallahu alayhi ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi ya Habib Allah. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين يا أصوب الدين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف القائم الحجة. صلى الله عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا إمام الإنس والجن يا شريك القرآن. الأمان الأمان ورحمة الله وبركاته.